Good morning. This is a recording for Thursday, March 28th, and we continue our series of I Am Enough, talking about shame and shame resilience eventually. Brené Brown defines shame this way. Shame is the intensely painful feeling or experience of believing that we're flawed and therefore unworthy of acceptance and belonging. Shame is the intensely painful feeling or experience of believing that we're flawed and therefore unworthy of acceptance and belonging. She refers to shame as a full contact emotion. It is an overwhelming emotion and we feel it in our body. Brené Brown says that in the years she spent immersed in this research, one of the most difficult questions to answer was, what is the connection among all of our shame experiences? People often experience shame as a web of layered, conflicting, and competing social community expectations. These expectations dictate who we should be, what we should be, and how we should be. In this book, Brené Brown provides a great image to illustrate this shame web, and I'll post it in our group so that you can see this clear visual. It's really powerful. Once entangled in this web of shame, we feel flooded with feelings of fear, blame, and disconnection. So let's explore this flood of emotions one by one: fear, blame, disconnection. And in the future sessions, we will see how we can disentangle ourselves from this web of shame. Shame is all about fear. We are afraid that we've exposed or revealed a part of us that jeopardizes our connection and our worthiness of acceptance. This fear is fueled by the sense that we're trapped because, let's face it, the shame web is baited with an impossible ratio of expectations and options. And most of the options we do have feel like they will expose us to even more pain. If we take a body image shaming as an example, here's one of the most common so-called options. We are told, be thin, but don't be weight obsessed. Be perfect, but don't make a fuss about your looks, and don't take time away from anything like your family or your partner or your work to achieve this perfect look. Just quietly make it happen. And also be yourself. There is nothing sexier than self-confidence. This sounds wonderful, right? And if we cannot pull it all off, lose the weight, bake and eat the cake, stay healthy and fit, buy all the products, and at the same time love ourselves for who we are, well, gotcha. We get trapped in the shame web. And this is when our fear starts to turn into blame. Sometimes we turn inward and blame ourselves, and then we emotionally implode. Other times, we strike out and blame others. And of course, then we emotionally explode. Either way, imploding or exploding, we are mostly unaware of what we're doing and why we're doing it. We use blame to deal with our feelings of powerlessness. And we will talk more about this particular feeling later because it deserves a lot of attention. For now, let's just move to the third component of the shame, disconnection. If feeling connected means feeling valued, accepted, worthy, and affirmed, then feeling disconnected means feeling diminished, rejected, unworthy, and reduced. The most serious result of feeling disconnected is isolation. Relational cultural theorists from the Stone Center at Wellesley College, Jean Baker Miller and Irene Stiver, explain it this way. We believe that the most terrifying and destructive feeling that a person can experience is psychological isolation. This is not the same as being alone or lonely. It is a feeling that one is locked out of the possibility of human connection and of being powerless to change the situation. In the extreme, psychological isolation can lead to a sense of hopelessness and desperation. Yes, shame can make us feel desperate, and reactions to this desperate need to escape from isolation can express itself anywhere from mild behavioral issues and acting out to depression, self-injury, eating disorders, addiction, violence, and even suicide. Brené Brown says, personally, I've learned that when I am experiencing shame, I often act out in ways that are inconsistent with who I want to be. When I am experiencing shame, I often act out in ways that are inconsistent with who I want to be. Many of her research participants express the same sentiment in their own language. For example, some say, when I feel shame, I am like a crazy person. I do stuff and say stuff I would normally never do or say. Sometimes I just wish I could make other people feel as bad as I do. I just want to lash out and scream at everybody. Yet another person says, I get desperate when I feel shame, like I have nowhere to turn, no one to talk to. And another couple, when I feel ashamed, I check out mentally and emotionally, even with my family. Shame makes me feel estranged from the whole world. This is really heartbreaking to hear, isn't it? And once again, I want to remind you that we all experience shame, hopefully just at times, but in some cases, always. And we all need to disentangle ourselves from the web of shame, one little thread at a time. Today, let's try to explore our personal web of shame. It is a challenging exercise to be sure. So we will start and end with flooding our system with the energy of loving kindness, reminding ourselves we are in this together and that in our Sangha we are safe to be who we are. We know that we are enough. So take a comfortable position and take a few moments to settle. Settle into your body, your heart, your mind. Settle into this moment, right here, right now. Nice and easy breath. See if you can find a sense of spaciousness in your breathing, a sense of freedom, so that all the experiences of the present moment can flow through you as energy that they are, without struggle. Imagine yourself being in the center of our mindful morning circle, our supportive Sangha, a community of like-minded people that are here for each other. And start repeating the loving kindness mantra after me. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well in body and mind. May I feel loved, cared for, at ease. May I know that I am enough. May I touch deep, natural peace. And now send these words not just to yourself, but to everybody in our circle, whether they're here in person right now or not. Give them the gift of your loving presence and receive the gift of their loving presence. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well in body and mind. May you feel loved, cared for, at ease. May you know that you are enough. May you touch deep, natural peace. Remind yourself that you are safe and loved and cared for deeply here in the space of our Mindful Morning Sangha. And if you're ready to do this, allow yourself to reflect on your personal web of shame. Recall a shameful situation and very gently, very kindly, very tentatively, start examining all the feelings that are associated with this reflection. The idea here is not to drown yourself in shame, but rather to create a spaciousness around it, to ventilate it gently, lovingly, with your breath, to remind yourself that yes, you have shame, but you are not your shame. There are other things going on for you right now. Your breath, the stable base of your seat, the loving presence of your fellow practitioners, my voice. As you further reflect on this, do you see how easy it is for all of us to get entangled in the web of shame? What are the feelings that are most prominent for you right now? Is there fear? What is this fear about? How does it express itself in your body? Are you tempted to blame something, somebody? Blame yourself for not being good enough. Blame others for provoking you in some way. What's that really about? How does this blaming express itself in your body? Do you feel disconnected, diminished, unworthy, somehow reduced? How does this express in your body? Breathing slowly and gently, allow all of this to simply exist. There is nothing to fix. There is nothing to change. You don't even need to accept it. Just acknowledge whatever is going on. This itself is enough. Now place your hands on your heart and once again imagine yourself in the center of our mindful morning circle and send the energy of loving kindness in all directions, reminding yourself that you are not alone with this. We are all here together for each other. May we be filled with loving kindness. May we be well in body and mind. May we feel loved, cared for, at ease. May we know that we are enough. We have enough. We do enough. May we touch deep, natural peace. As you gently let go of your practice, as always, scan your body. Notice what's going on for you right now, physically, emotionally, mentally. How are you really? As you go through your day today, I invite you to look at the image of the web of shame that Brené Brown shares in this book. I'll post it in our Mindful Morning Circles private group and also here. And maybe start reflecting on how you act out when you are in shame. As always, you're so welcome to share your musings with us or in the private group or here. The more we talk about our shameful feelings openly, the more we normalize this universal experience of shame, the more we're able to start changing the whole narrative around it. Thank you so much for being here today. Have a beautiful day, and I will see you tomorrow.